Hello, this is Mahmoud Zalt. In this screencast, I will demonstrate to you how to use Laravel with Docker. So Laravel is one of the most popular framework that exists in the world of PHP currently, and it's one of the best. And Docker is one of the fastest virtual thingy that currently exists in the world. By thingy I mean container, and this is different from the virtual machines that you might know, such as Vagrant or VMware. Traditionally, if you want to host your Laravel application inside a Docker container, you will have to get some Docker images, configure them, and then expose some ports for Laravel, and then you go to configure Laravel in order to link to those ports. But you have to do this all manually. Likely, someone has built this LaraDock project, and it's currently an open source project on GitHub. So what is LaraDock? LaraDock is the project that contains the Laravel installation pre-configured to work with Docker. It includes the Docker compose file, which basically runs some Docker images that are on this repository. Let's go directly into the LaraDock, and as you can see here we have the latest version of Laravel, which is 5.1.10. so if you are cloning this project as if you are cloning from the Laravel repository. And we have the Docker Compose, which is previously known as the Fig, which is a tool that helps you run multiple containers with a single command. Let's go quickly and show you how you can get started with this. First, let's clone the repository into our machine. So we open the terminal and we paste this command. Alright, now we navigate into the Laravel folder and we need to install the Composer packages required by the Laravel framework. And once installing, we need to also rename the environment.docker file so you can get up and running in the fastest possible way. Also, we need to provide some permissions for Laravel. And now let's go to the Docker folder, and what we need to do here, or before we go into the Docker, so the step 7 is that you will need to map your Docker IP or the VM IP to this domain, which is laravel.dev. So this step is different for each operating system, but since I am on Mac, I will show you how to do it on Mac. On Mac, you will need to use boot to Docker in order to be able to use Docker. So if you type the boot to Docker IP, you will get the IP. And if you go to the hosts, my boot to Docker IP is mapped to this domain, which will be used for development. After this, we will be ready. So let's just copy this command, which will boot our Docker and start all the softwares we need. And let's get started. To see if everything is working, let's go to the browser and visit the laravel.dev. And we should see Laravel loves Docker. That means that everything is working. Now, if you want to start the development, you can go to the Laravel folder. If you run the PHP Artisan, you will see that Laravel is ready here. If we open it in Sublime, we'll see that in the app HTTP routes, we are calling the test function in testing controller. So you need to get rid of this controller before you start your development. And in this test, I'm only testing some stuff, which are the softwares that are already running. So one of the coolest things about Docker is that you can push your images to this Docker Hub, where you can then pull them from your production server, and this way you can get exactly the same environment from your development to your production. And if you want, let's say, to pull Redis, which is my Redis, you can easily copy and paste this command. If you want to see more images, you can go to this Explorer and you see a lot of them. If you go to LaraDock Docker images, which is the repository I use to build my own images on Docker, you can see all of them here. Let's say I want to see the Docker file of my SQL. I go there and see the Docker file. This file is what provisions my virtual machine and runs MySQL on it. So yes, I think that's all for now. Thanks for watching and I hope you really enjoyed it.